Hello. I love how the captions also get my countdown to when we're going live. I feel that is the most professional thing I can do at any point in time. But hey, everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to, as I smack my mic, Hyper Light Drifter, the tabletop role playing game. I am joined by some wonderful folks here. We're going to do a quick little round robin. I would love to know who you are and what your pronouns are, and that's it for right now. We'll save character stuff for later. So we'll start just in order of the screen. Mo, let's start with
Oh,
you. Who are
hello,
you?
I'm first. I didn't realize that.
You're very first.
Oh, gosh. Hey, I'm Mo, they, she pronouns.
Excellent. And next up on the screen, if you can see.
Hello, my name is Banzai, and I am a she/her.
And last but not least,
Hi, I'm Calamity. I'm she, they.
yay! Thank you so much all for you hanging out here. But I do want to give a shout out to Draconix. Drax, seriously, thank you for putting this all together. I am super stoked to be playing with these fantastic, amazing people. You are an absolute peach. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then I want to take a moment. We need to say thank you to our sponsor today, Metal Weave Games, who is really putting this together. We are running a special 3x2 part series playing the game Hyper Light Drifter, the tabletop role playing game. We are going to be playing three episodes on this channel, and then we're going to be playing three more over on Friends Who Roll Dice. So stick around here, and then make sure you go visit Friends Who Roll Dice. It is going to be a fantastic time over there. But I don't want to waste any more time. I want to just jump right into this because we've got three episodes to get through, and I'm super stoked about them. So what I'm going to do is, if you are not familiar with Hyper Light Drifter, I'm going to take a moment and just read a little excerpt. How about a little poem straight through the from the basic rules book?
Yes. Read me a tale, please.
Yes, would you like a tale? Okay, excellent. We've even got some special effects. Ah, yes. Here we go. Echoes of a dark and violent past resonate across a torn and sundered landscape. Venturing outside the sanctuary reveals a savage land, steeped in ancient lore, blood of the unlucky, and treasures of old. Around every corner lurks danger, from the vicious and warped creatures to the hidden hazards that will crush the unwary. You are a drifter, one who ventures into ancient ruins collecting forgotten knowledge, lost technologies, and broken histories. We're going to talk about drifters and the way of the drifter. And definitely I had a page for this. Here we go. Don't mind me. There's only 50 tabs open. Let's talk about the world, the setup of Hyper Light Drifter, and what we're going to be playing with, so you understand the depravity, the gloominess of this world. Somehow surviving would be the best word. The world of Drifter is a broken place, ruined and reeling in the wake of its violent past. Inhabited by folk of anthropomorphic or technological nature, the peoples of Drifter build an easy life of substance. The majority of dwellers reside in sanctuaries, small towns and safe havens dotted across torn landscapes, often isolated from each other. Most peoples live a relatively simple life, though there are general fear around technologies of the past and the warped creatures that roam outside sanctuary walls. The recorded and spoken history of the world is patchy, though it is known that decades ago, the last civilization excelled in numerous advanced technologies. Today, we'd recognize these technologies as something we might see in science fiction or science fantasy settings, but for reasons unknown, a great conflict took place that nearly destroyed the entire planet. The remnants of this conflict, its automatons, experiments, and technologies have left their mark upon the world, and some still remain, many of these going unchecked for years. One of these remnants is a threat known as the corruption, a sort of disease or radiation that's lingered across the land and especially prevalent in underground ruins. Nearly every drifter who ventures out into the world becomes afflicted with corruption, and like a poison, it slowly consumes them. Corruption has also had unusual interactions with the flora and fauna of the world, sometimes reshaping and warping those around its sources. A small number of adventurers choose to leave the safety of their sanctuaries in search of treasure, knowledge, technologies, and answers to the woes of the world that are known as drifters. Some drifters are feared because it is thought that they might bring back with them greater terrors than the ones they fight, while other drifters are revered for the knowledge and technologies they receive. You, each of you here today, are a drifter, and it's up to you to determine what you discover beyond the safety of the sanctuary walls. And that's where we're going to begin our adventure. Already beyond the sanctuary walls, where it is safe, where it is calm, where it is normal, as far as normal can be. There's a campfire that is lit to keep you warm from the chilled night as you are still up in the mountaintops. It's a cold, cold area. I would like to know from each of you, and please feel free to describe what you look like. Let us know your name and what type of drifter you are. But then, what is one thing that you might be missing from the sanctuary you've recently just left? Fennec? Our Fennec versifier, do you want to go first on this?
Oh gosh, sure.
Great.
um, Elalla is a Fennec versifer from a large family of warriors who she's kind of missing a bit right now, thinking about them. She usually wears a hood and has something covering her arms at all times, and she is generally seen writing in a very worn journal, which she is currently just kind of doing, just scribbling.
And what is one thing from the sanctuary that Elalla is missing? Especially with it being so cold and so wildernessy.
Probably just a roof over her head. Missing that a lot. Walls.
It's fair. That's very fair and very valid. Finn, let's learn a little bit about you.
Finn is a otter delver. Right now, she's just very small family. All she has is her adopted parent Boo that takes care of her and loves her, and provides all the things that other like it just gives me a place to stay and home. And also missing one of old Maggie's stories. Old Maggie is the lady that just somehow does not mind her bothering. She's the exact person who I get all of my little fairy tales from and adventures and stories about, like why I became a Delver in the first place.
Excellent. Excellent. And what's something that Finn is missing from the last sanctuary you were just at?
Well, right now Finch is kind of nervously holding on to Boo's second favorite rock. Boo would not give her the first, of course, favorite rock. It's just second favorite rock. But just really missing some soup, some warm soup. I just want some really nice hearty soup right now. It's home cooking.
Home cooking, definitely something that soothes the soul in a cold winter. And last but not least, moo, apparently, as I've written everywhere.
It's
So
funny
sorry,
because
Mo.
like it's fine. Anytime he's like everybody's like Mo and it's written out moo, I usually
Right,
just put
that
like a
sounds
cow.
like moo.
I usually just put a cow emoji right next to it.
Well, Nemo.
Nemo, yeah,
Yeah, let's talk
Nemo.
about Nemo.
They them pronouns is a canine wayfinder. They are based off of an English sheepdog, so very, very just floofy. Their hair is usually pulled up in a half ponytail, so it's out of their eyes. Got some goggles, got a scarf. They're very much of a traveler, so sanctuaries actually kind of sort of aren't their homes. They're from a wandering pack, so they're used to just being out in the wilderness with their family. So anytime they go to a sanctuary, they feel very claustrophobic in a way
Mhm.
because they're just too much people on top of each other, and it's just not what they want.
All right, and
Oh, and they're very tall
very
compared
tall.
to
How tall is
like 6.5 feet. Yeah,
That's tall.
yeah,
That's real tall.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well then. Also, real quick shout out Metalweave Games. You didn't have to do that, but thank you so much. Dabs in chat, y'all. Dabs in chat. Oh, dabs on.
Yeah, did it.
Did. Oh, I love it. We're going adventuring today. I'll keep that in mind. Dabs get inspo points. um. Well, the lot of you are gathered. We're going to enter what is known as the travel phase. There are 4 phases in this game, where we are. I definitely know all of them. There's travel, there's explore, there's combat, downtime, I believe, is one. There's a lot to remember, but we're gonna start off with travel. And before we jump into that, we're going to kind of flash back for a moment to the previous sanctuary. And I'd love to know from you all, what is the name of this sanctuary? Is there a name that sticks out that you would like?
Naming things on the fly?
Oh,
No.
no, is this
How
an
dare you?
improv stream?
Naming
Oh,
things.
yeah.
My weakness. You found it.
Quick, go to fantasynamegenerator.com.
Yeah, there's
How about Evga? Evga?
Ivka?
Evga.
Evka?
EVIGA?
EV.
Yes.
Evka.
EVIGA. Evga?
Ivka.
I love it. That seems appropriate.
Just gonna have fancy name generator up for backup.
Yep,
for
just leave
any-
that. You're gonna want it,
just
trust me.
anything else.
So we're gonna start off watching each of you kind of wander through the town, through the sanctuary of Evga. And it is a mountainous sanctuary. It's actually a great location to be. Most corruption is found in the depths of the world, or brought up because of some sort of creature. They are very fond here of drifters because drifters tend to bring new technology, food, good water. That's an issue that actually kind of plagues. Although they are in the mountains, the rain that falls is almost too acidic. So most of their energy is spent trying to purify the water in order for them to survive. But it's otherwise a peaceful sanctuary that doesn't see danger often. Maybe the occasional avalanche here rumbling off in the distance. But that's kind of what we hear in the first place. A rumbling in the distance. And that rumbling gives way to quaking. So each of you, depending on where you're at, whether you're within four walls, you're having a good cup of soup, and I'm so sorry, did I ask Nemo what what Nemo is missing? I did not.
No, because sanctuaries don't really like do anything for them, honestly.
Right. So what would you have been doing around the fire?
Probably just keeping it alive.
Okay.
Keeping an eye out, yeah.
Okay. Oh no, I'm a GM that writes notes down sometimes. What?
Oh, what? Why would you do that?
I know, it's gross.
Suspicious.
Very suspicious. Quaking. Wherever you're at, you're jostled around. The walls that are around you, things that were hanging from them fall to the floor. And then you hear it. A massive explosion echoing through the mountains. And then silence. And far off in the distance, if you were to be one of the few who ran outside rather than ran for cover, you could see a massive plume off in the distance. Some sort of grayish purple smoke that emanates into the air. Miles and miles and miles away, you are high up in the mountains. What do you do in this town? On this once peaceful town, now awoken by an explosion off in the distance?
All right. I would go ahead and start. The first thing that Finn will do is panic. Panic, panic, panic. Oh no, what is going on? Boo, boo, boo. Do you think they found us? What's going on? We need to pack now. We need to do something. Do you think the sanctuary is still safe? Are we gonna get water? Is it gonna affect us? Something found us. Boo, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What do we do? Oh, gotta pack. I got a lot of herbs. I need more herbs. Stuffing all the herbs in there. Well, we need to do something. I don't. Oh, what could happen? Ooh, what to do? What to do?
Nemo, what about you?
I think they're going off to check and make sure that people are okay, everybody's calmed, and just probably go to the perimeter to make sure that nothing's being breached or anything like that.
Okay.
They're not much of a fighter, but they're there to help if they can.
Fair. And Elalla?
Probably just kind of staring up at this plume of smoke, very fascinated, and sort of just like, whoa, what is that? Never seen anything like that before. So just kind of like probably ran outside to see what was going on. And I was just kind of like low-key admiring, but just like in awe of like this event, staring at the plume.
And perhaps breaking you from that awe is the sound of a siren just going off within the town. And that is a known warning for folks to congregate to the town's center. And you see people, all sorts of folk, bird folk, frog folk, any type of walk of life, essentially. There are robotic folk who are wandering through, although in this case no one is wandering. Everybody is heading to the center of the town. They are demanding, what is going on? Are we safe? Do we need to pack up? Do we need to dive deeper into the mountains? What is happening? And at the center of the town, there is this little, almost like a courtyard. There are shops that are kind of along the way, creating these little paths full of traveling gear, different foods, different dried crops that they can get, a couple of livestock so often, although many of the carts have been either overturned or the items have fallen down from them from the quake. But there is a podium that is being raised up mechanically. You can hear the gears grinding from the center of the town as this podium is just raising. And a rather tall, Nemo giving you maybe a little bit of run for your money, a tall bear folk with several body augmentations. Their half of their face is missing and very unbear-like, full of metal, with exposed wires, although ornately braided. Their hair is rather braided as well, a mixture of hair and cord and cable. They again stand tall. This robotic bear folk, who steps up to the podium and kind of, with a presence about her, raises her paws just to kind of get folks to be settled down just a bit. And you will hear her speak.
People of Evigia, please, please try to find your wits about you today. I wish I had an answer for you as to what that explosion was, but I do not. For now, our walls are up, our village is safe. We are unsure about the smoke in the air, but the wind is guiding it away from our hilltop. I do not believe that corruption will find us today. However, we must know what happened so close to our borders. And it is in this hour I make a plea for any drifter who shall join together and discover, report upon what happened off in the distance.
And she steps back for a moment and kind of lets her mechanical eye kind of scan over the crowd. Does anybody step forward?
I think Nemo does. Kind of like towering over, easily, gently, despite their size, gently scoots through the crowd and stands to the front.
You will do this for us.
They nod.
Evigya thanks you and will be indebted to your service. Though I know you cannot venture this alone. The dangers are far too great. We currently have aerial drones attempting to get proper coordinates for you, but the trek down from the mountain alone is deadly. Who else will join? What is your name?
It's Nemo.
Nemo. Nemo the Brave. Who will join?
I think Lala just like sort of like just like jumps and is like, oh, hi. I just like kind of like pushes her way through because she is not tall at all. She is the opposite of tall. So she's kind of like maneuvering her way through to the front. She sort of like stands next to Nemo. It's like, hi, I can help.
Very well. And what is your name?
Elalla.
Elalla. The Swift. Thank you. We would prefer one more or two. As you all know, our own forces here are very few and far between. Our resources are limited. We cannot spare guards.
Excuse me. As this very quiet, small bag with a big bag somehow already came with a bug out bag prepared on their back. If they're going, I will go too. Yes. I have medicines. I have herbs, and you know, you never know the dangers outside because the water, and the dangers, the corruption.
And your name?
Finn. Me, Finn.
Finn the Prepared. Wonderful. The three of you will be tasked in venturing off into the wilderness to uncover the source of this explosion, this new danger to Vigya. I'm going to say it differently every time. You will be rewarded upon your return. For now, please meet me at the main chambers. I have one more task to bestow upon you. Everyone else, please return to your homes. Your quadrants will be safe for now.
And she kind of steps down from the podium and begins walking off to her known chambers.
And I think Nemo is going to look at their two new compadres and just give them a nod and like start following. By the way, for my notes, what was Elia? How do you pronounce?
Elalla.
Elalla. What was the title given again?
The Swift.
The Swift.
The Swift. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just taking notes too, so.
Good, because I'll forget like later. So thanks. Love it. All right, so you all are following to the chambers. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. It's a businessy structure looking place. The outside walls are clean. There is one kind of like greenish window pane, and on the front, scribbled in the language of Hyperlight Drifter, is the name Ogbin, current serving mayor. They are the current head figure of this sanctuary. And Ogbin opens the door and holds it open for each of you to go inside. And once you do, the door closes and you are greeted with warmth. Warmth. Feels good. Feels good breathing it in. And it's a cozy, humble place. There are a few desks, chairs, a couple side tables. There's paperwork all over. Although literally all over, the quake kind of sent everything a-shaken. And she doesn't waste any time. You get the sense from her that she is a no bullshitter. Straight to the point. No pros. And she sizes each of you up. A big, some have to go either way up and some have to go a little bit lower. And she heads over to her desk and punches in a code on one of the drawers. You hear like a tsk as it opens, and she pulls out a very small, just a couple inches big, circuit board.
I know I am asking a great deal from you already, but things are far more dire here than the people want to believe. Our water supply is poisoned. We are consuming so many resources in order to purify it that if this continues, we will have no resources and no clean water. I've seen a bit off in the distance where this explosion came from, though I wish I could tell you more of it. But just beyond, you will find a fallen titan. And that titan, I believe this is a key to turning on a new power grid that will supply us with enough energy in order to purify our water for generations. Because you are on your way already, if you find it in your heart's drifters, will you take this board and turn on that power grid?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes, because water. We need water, clean water all the time. Water.
Thank you. Truly, you will be remembered here. And upon your return, I promise we will accommodate you as you need. Money is scarce, but we have other supplies, traveling gear, equipment, vehicles, things good for roaming, especially in the mountains. They will be at your disposal should you return. Is there anything I can provide you now before you venture off?
No, I think the sooner that we can get started, because how many days do we have for the water supply before our friends and do we have a lot of time? Is it very dire? How dire?
My scientists calculate about 3 weeks. We have tried everything, but our resources are dwindling. The rain has been far more acidic than we could ever have imagined. It will take you about a week to travel to the Titan's location, and another week to travel back. So time is of the essence, yes.
We better get going.
Yes.
And I think Nemo holds out their hand, a big fuzzy hand, and so that the bear could place the thingy, the circuit board.
Yeah, it's just a small, like, bluish circuit board, and she will rest it very gently in your hand.
Thank you, each of you. Please be safe. Take care of each other.
And oh, go ahead. Oh,
the greeting to you as well. The greeting or whatever. Preserve you.
as Finn is trying to do this farewell bid, the scene kind of shifts. It grows dark. The clouds look heavier. There is snow that begins to fall, and we are back around the campfire. The glowing warmth hitting each of your faces. And I'm going to step back and let you all roleplay for a little bit, okay?
How dare you?
Oh, I know, the worst. You are maybe about a day or two worth of travel in your trip. So you're still making your way down the mountain. But it's been relatively easy going, and we'll make a couple dice rolls on that travel in a little bit as well.
Dice rolling? Oh no, I should probably get.
Oh
dice
dear.
Oh yeah, we
I
need
might
dice.
need to go
Y'all
grab
got
my dice.
You got a D20?
Ah!
I mean, I got dice right here. I just need to pull
I
it
have
out.
dice. I totally have dice. I did not forget the dice. You know what? I forget the dice.
We're playing a
dog-
role-playing game.
Oh, the dog is just like, what? It's going on.
There is no dice that have not been found. I have dice. I've always had the dice. Didn't forget the dice.
So what is it that you all do now that you are kind of maybe planning out because you're about to like you've reached that point maybe where you can still see the location that you are traveling to, but you are about to dip lower in elevation and you're going to get into like some forest area, so you will no longer be able to see the location.
Would this be an actual time that I could use one of my talents?
Yes, please. What talent is it?
Alternate route. It's like cost 1 dash and basically. Oh no, this is only for the delve phase. I basically can make secret alternate routes that's easier to pass.
Oh.
What is that one called again?
Alternate route.
Mode of self. Change my dash so we don't have the same dash.
Oh, whoops.
We should have coordinated before, but oh well, it's fine.
Ah,
No one knows my stuff. Y'all didn't hear anything.
No, you don't. No one knows.
Heard nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah,
I
so we're in the travel phase right now. So if anybody has like a travel talent or any skills, like survivor skills, those would come in handy and certainly helpful.
I actually have one.
Oh.
It's while camping and resting in the downtime phase. Oh, this is downtime. You cannot be ambushed because I set an alarm.
Perfect. What type of alarm would Nemo set up?
Oh, just strings and can. Honestly,
Classic.
they're a wanderer themselves. They carry what's light and what's
Solid.
effective and won't break. Like,
Just make cans. Very
Solid.
effective.
I don't think I have anything for this phase, yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to discuss at this time before we begin our travel rolls?
So I know that I was just kind of like scribbling about the past few days. Just rapidly just like scribbling.
and I think Nemo's poking at the fire, and they're just gonna look over and like try to see exactly what they're like leaning over and trying to see exactly what they're writing.
Mm.
There's like I'm gonna try to brush off some of the snow in some areas and see if like the brush has any like things we could kind of use in herbs. That's what I'm not going too far because that's very terrible. No. I'd just be always like I'm over here if anybody's wondering. I'm not going very far. Just letting you know I'm over here. Like every few minutes. I'm still around. Just letting you know where I'm at. Just in case.
All right. Did you want to make a roll for this?
This because I have one that is a downtime slap that's like a healing remedy using ingredients you can craft like remedies and ointments and cures for sicknesses.
Okay.
So I would roll the survival, correct? Yes.
I believe so. And how rolls work in this game, and correct me if I'm wrong, Andreas, who is in chat from Metal Weave Games, who helped make this a reality. You are rolling against yourself. You have already determined your stats. So you roll the d20, and depending on how much you beat it by or how little you beat your stat by, that determines the outcome. Maybe?
Okay. Yes.
I think.
So I have between, for this is a survival trait. So this is like between a 15 and an 8. And I'm trying to aim for the higher number, correct?
Well, you get a partial consequence. So if you rolled anywhere between like the 8 to the 15, you get partial consequence. So something does happen. It's a partial success. And then if you meet or beat the 15, you get a full success. And I believe you get a fortune.
Ooh, okay. Are you ready? Decide off 8. 8, the mountain. Oh, guys, protect you. Oh. I was too nervous. Very nervous. It's it's a lot of snow, a lot of pressure on poor Finn with a 3.
Oh, no. That's the first roll of the game.
Don't bode well for the rest of the game.
Oh my. Well, all right.
It's a very strong 3.
Very strong 3.
Yeah.
It wanted to be an 8, but it decided to cut itself in half and it turned into a 3.
All right. Let me pull up the consequence list real quick. Which I believe is over here. La, 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 la. All right. So in order to determine the consequence, this is a mechanical consequence, though. Sorry, folks. One moment. New system for all of us. We're learning. And hopefully you're learning along with us.
Might be a cursed dice. I might need to get a new dice. It's cursed.
Oh no.
There was some talk about mechanics in the stream because someone was asked about talents. So
yes.
Cool.
So this was a fail. So we failed to meet that threshold essentially. Yeah. So I'm just gonna kind of narrate this because this is a narration. You mentioned that it's cold, right? Right? It's very cold, and you don't want to wander too far away. Perhaps that you moved a little too deep into the woods, and you took a little tumble. You tripped over like a low brush as you were trying to like maybe pick some berries that you knew would be really great for some type of like stim pack that you could create. And unfortunately, as you make that tumble, you kind of lose your way for a bit. You're disoriented. But eventually you're able to kind of like look up. You could see the light of the fire kind of barely flickering off against the trees, and you are able to wander back, but it may have spooked you from venturing away from the party again. And I am reading what Andreas is saying. You need to set the DC of the action. So for the entire round of the travel, you set the CL that everyone is rolling against. Okay. Understood. I think for let's see, so for travel, consequences are intended to be non-existent, just for narration or low stakes. Okay. Makes sense. So, narrative consequence, nothing too terrible happened, you just didn't seem to succeed in what you were aiming to do, unfortunately. What else would y'all like to do? Or do we want to jump into travel?
I think, Nemo's still looking over at the Elalla? No,
You can just say "oh."
no, I want to get it right. So
Elalla.
Elalla, thank you. I look over to Elalla, just writing away in the notebook, and they're like, "So, what are you writing?"
Oh, I'm writing everything that I do so I can make a book.
Oh, you want to make a book about our travels?
Oh,
Or just
this
your
will be part
travels?
of it. Yeah, my travels and just the things that I find and the stories I hear. Yeah.
I actually knew someone like you. Someone who liked to keep stories and tell the world and like learn more stories as well.
Really, who?
And you see them like sort of like look away and like look into the fire and just like poke it a bit, and it's like
I'm
she.
sorry.
Oh, it's fine. It was my partner.
Oh,
She did the same thing.
she
But
sounds lovely.
she was. And she loved sharing those stories that she had too. It's a little cold now and it's getting a little late, but if I start remembering some, I'll let you know.
Thank you.
Yeah. And do we hear the tumble off in the distance?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Some twigs snapping.
Yeah, as soon as that happens, and Nemo sort of just stands up quickly and like looks back and like
Oh,
Finn?
I seem to have taken a tumble. But it's fine. I am not lost. I am scared. I am brave. I am brave. I am brave. I am brave. Yes. It's nothing's broken. Yes.
Are you okay?
Yes. Yes. Uh,
Do you need help?
no. I am sufficient. I can do myself. I am my own person and stable. Could you just say where you are? Because I'm a little discombobulated. There's a lot of snow, and snow looks a lot the same. It's like white everywhere. Just say Marco.
Marco!
There you go. Okay, I'm just gonna.
Also, too, if you fell, you'll see the tracks that you fell in, and you follow those back.
Oh. Okay. Thank you. Oh, I don't like being alone. I'm gonna just go by the fire, and snow is dangerous. Snow has falls, and I'm just gonna go back up and sit by there. Don't mind me. I'm here. Don't lost. I'm back. Shuffles slowly up there. Here. Oh, okay. We will not be traveling outside because the outside is but safe here. Safe is here. Safe is here. Do you need any more help with that fire? I found a lot of sticks where I landed.
I think we're good, but thank you. You warm up. It's a lot to be lost out in the woods by yourself.
Oh yes.
And I think they're gonna take off like their scarf and just hand it over to them to her to like wrap her up.
Thank you, Mo. I appreciate you. You always seem to be finding me somewhere. Thanks.
You're welcome.
And then I'll pick up a little other rock I have. This is my sixth favorite rock, but I think thank you for your scarf. You can borrow my sixth favorite rock for now. Or if you want to keep it, you can keep it.
I'll borrow it. Thank you.
Hey, Finn? How many rocks do you have?
Let's see. I mean, we have less than 50, so it's okay. It's not that much, and they're varying in size. I mean, I have this one. This one is number 20. No, not number 29. How about, do you want number 9? Since Nemo has 6, you can have 9.
I didn't want one. I was just wondering, and I think it's really nice that you collect rocks. They must come from so many different places.
Oh, lots of places. I have stories about each, and they're all numbered. Yes, all the stories. See, 6 is great because I was gonna get hit by a cart, but then the cart missed me because 6 was in the way, and 6 broke off, and so I got a smaller part of 6, but it saved my life. It was a very savvy, so that's why it became my 6th favorite rock. Number 50 is, of course, my least favorite rock because it was thrown by Asher. Asher, the junk person, he doesn't really like me too much. And so he threw it, but it was still a very nice rock and very aerodynamic. So
It's useful.
it's very, all the stories. I mean, you could start collecting rocks too, because you never know when you need a rock.
Oh, I mean, I guess. I don't really have much use for them, though.
Here, I have this rock, but you have to be very careful. This one is special number 10 rock because it's black in the inside. And I heard that if you were to break open this rock, it makes very sharp rocks.
Oh.
So you can keep number 10, and you never know when you need to make very sharp rocks.
Thank you. She takes it and just just very happy about it.
Yes.
As you kind of explore some more rock stories, perhaps, while maintaining warmth around the fire and making sure it is still stoked and flamed for the evening, we're going to go ahead and enter the travel round. Phase, phases, not rounds. Travel phase. In here, I'll be determining how many hexes, so how many rounds this is going to last. And because there are 3 of you, there's going to be 3 hexes that we'll have to crawl through. Each one will have its own CL level, which we'll determine in a moment. And let's see. There are no gains, but if you harvest or heal, it's not actually recover health, exceptions apply. Okay. So, let's see. I'm just going to write 3 down. 10, 12, 8. Okay. The first round of travel, you are able to pay a cost, essentially, pick a skill in order to narrate how you want to use that skill to contribute to your journey. So we're not going to go like night by night by night. It's essentially just like, how are we getting through this journey? The first waypoint being the location of the explosion, which now, you're down in the woods. You can't really see the location, but you are heading in the right direction. So how would you like to get to this location? And what type of skill do you want to use? And at what cost are you, spending?
See, so I guess this would be, I don't think I have any skills for this.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh.
That's okay.
Would we be passing through any other towns on our way there?
Why don't you go ahead, for no consequence, why don't you go ahead and make me a roll? Just roll a straight up d20. 10 or evens, yes, there's a town. Odds, there is no other town.
An 8.
Okay, so yes, let's go ahead. Let's narrate this. There's a very small village. Maybe a total of 15 people live in this tiny village, and it's at the base of the mountain. It is kind of like a... It functions within the laws and rules of Avigya, but it is significantly smaller. There are maybe 2 people there who are guards, and they kind of see you wandering in. Seeing that there were 3 drifters coming down, they're not looking like they're wanting to challenge or fight you or anything like that. They kind of see that you're there. They're bundled up, and one of them even kind of like offers a nice little wave. And then like one is like a dog folk and has or a canine folk and has like their tail is just kind of like excitedly wagging at the prospect of some new travelers coming through, new drifters coming through. And they let you in. There's a couple small shelters that are there. Nothing too extravagant. Very much built for survivability more than anything else. Is there anything that you needed or wanted to see or explore there?
So the only thing that I have that could even kind of be used is that I can exchange basic ideas with someone who does not speak the same language as me. I did not know if that was the case here, but I think she would kind of want to ask around and see, just like kind of get a scope of the area, just kind of see like if they should be careful about anything. And yeah,
Okay.
she would do that anyway. But if there is like a language barrier there, I was thinking that's the only thing that I really have.
I love it, and the town folk that are there, maybe they are going ahead and they're kind of just working through their day, right? They have to work keeps them warm, but they're getting firewood. They are maybe doing some repairs or reinforcing their buildings right now. But a small little frog folk notices the three of you. Their big, wide head, completely wrapped in like this fur. So their big, bulgy little eyes are kind of like half covered by the fur around the hood of their jacket. The rest of their face is actually wrapped by their tongue, that is fully wrapped around their neck to keep them warm, and just kind of popped out a little bit off to the end. Very much looking like a tree frog. Their mittens are formed over their hands, proper with the cute little tree frog big hands and the little cute little suction toes. They're so darn cute. And it's a child. He's a child, and he runs up to you and goes, "Oh, ik the van." And you don't really understand what he's saying, but like he just starts talking a mile a minute and is just like eagerly like hopping around from one side of you, hopping over to like Nemo and like pointing out something. It's just so excited, like, "Oh, I just crashed in the night, oh, eat banana," and like just keeps kind of like communicating, but clearly not in the common tongue.
So it's a passive. So how does that?
So you're just able to understand? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think one of the examples that was given is like someone got like a earpiece like alloy from like Horizon Zero Dawn that would like Google Translate in a way, but like so something like that can
Okay, perfect. I love that. That's super cool.
so yeah,
That's super
that's one of
cool.
the examples I was given. So I don't know if that's what something you want to do or something else or
I feel like that's something that she would really be into.
yeah.
For sure. Just like a piece that kind of like helps her understand stuff because she just loves talking to people. So something like that is something she would definitely pick up.
Awesome. I love it. I think that's fantastic. And maybe it takes a moment as the little piece of tech that you have is, I mean, it's outdated. It doesn't always work well, and it is currently unscrambling everything that the frog folk is saying to you. And after maybe a moment or two of just, wow, this kid just doesn't stop, you start hearing it translated properly for you. And she's like, oh my gosh, each of you are drifters. This is so freaking cool. No way. Wow. Look at that hat. Look at your scarf. It's like the same color as my tongue. Oh my gosh. Like, what is going on? These y'all are so cool. What are you coming to do? Do you need help? Can I help you with something? Can I come with you? Like, it's just curiosity questions that a child would ask.
Was he's just really excited to see us. He's excited that we're drifters.
I think Nemo's just gonna look down and just like gentle pats on the child's head.
She just like looks up and just like awe. And the awe is like the mouth partially open so that you can see the tongue really is the scarf. Like the tongue just like dips into the scarf area, and it's just like this happy half-headed little frog boy. Just completely wide-eyed and so excited to meet you. Where are you going?
Would he understand us?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Elalla like kind of gets down, like you know how you talk to kids. She's like, okay, we are trying to get to the big plume of smoke. Do you remember the big plume of smoke? Yeah. Yeah. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it's so scary.
Okay.
Why?
Well, we want to figure out what it is.
Oh.
So we're on our way over there.
Oh.
Do you know anything about that area?
I'm and like a guilty kid who probably knows that like he shouldn't have been in the area, but like was in the area. Kind of like his head again too big for his body, kind of lobbing off to one side, and the dangle of the tongue just kind of flopping with each of his movements. Do you promise not to tell my parents?
I won't tell anyone.
Oh, okay, okay. So I was there when the big boom boom happened. Um, I got into the sewers. I know I'm not supposed to go into the sewers, but I went into the sewers and I was okay. It was safe.
Mm-hmm.
But there was something scary.
What kind of something?
I don't know. It felt bad. It felt real bad.
Hmm.
And you get the sense when if somebody is telling you, especially because you're drifters, so you would kind of already have this sense about you. When someone is saying something feels bad and they're not really caring what it looked like, you can kind of get this hunch, this like instinct, right? That gut feeling that this might be something corrupted. Because everybody is able to feel and sense corruption. And a child saying that they felt bad kind of would lead you to assume that.
So she's gonna go, I'm really glad you're okay. You're really brave.
Well, and like the tongue kind of like flitters a little bit. Well, you can't just don't tell. I wasn't supposed to be there. I was just there's some cool stuff, and I just wanted to see if maybe I could be like a drifter like you, and make this cool stuff and go on adventures and see the world beyond here.
Well, I think that you're definitely going to be a drifter one day. But you know what? Drifters should not be alone. You should always have a friend to back you up.
Oh, and like it kind of like takes a moment to like look at each and every one of you. Although with the side eye, like one, it's a frog trying to look at all three people at once, and it's a lot of head turning.
This kid is so cute.
We must protect the small child.
We must protect them. So she's kind of going to like wink, and then she stands up and is like, okay, so he was actually over there when the explosion went off, and he said he felt something bad. I'm thinking we're going to be dealing with some corruption.
Y'all ever dealt with corruption before?
Can't say I have.
No. But I know it's bad. It's very bad, and I have things that we could rub on you and cure if it's corruption bad. Yes.
That's good to know. It's not great. Just
Have you had experience with it?
yeah, they nod, but they don't say much past that.
Is there a way for me when I hear that, just like to tentatively look at the child, see if there's anything that looks ill on the child if I heard that it exposed itself to corruption?
Ooh, yeah. Let's see. This would probably be some sort of social skill.
Was that be a social skill? Oh God.
It doesn't have to be. Look, I'll take arguments for any type of skill. You can pick.
I do survival instead because I'm checking over the kid?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's great.
Please roll better. Please roll better.
Stay.
So higher than 15. Let's hope. I got 11. So it's not, but it's partial.
That's not bad, and I would say even so. I think I'm supposed to call out what the CL is.
Sorry. Yeah,
because it's all the events within this tile, and this CL is 10, so you would have beaten it, which means I believe you also get a fortune, or do you have to beat your number, Andreas? So like if I set the CL, and the CL is 10, you got an 11. Do you need to beat a 15 to get that fortune point?
I think so.
I'm not too certain about that. Wait to see what he says. But in the meantime, you're successful.
Well, if it's successful, I'm going to just like fiddle in the pockets of the mini pockets that Finn has, pull out some ointment or like a jar, even though I don't understand the kid. Because what do you say? We can't understand, right? So I'm gonna open this, point at them, take the medicine, rub it on my hand, close it back up, and like kind of thrust it at the frog child.
Oh, and just kind of like takes it, and like lets his tongue like slip around and like just puts like a little bit of his tongue in it. Oh, and instead like pulls off one of the gloves and like dips one of his little fingers in it and just kind of like starts rubbing it on him. But from what you can tell, it doesn't seem to have there's no like mutation happening. There's clearly the child is not sick, just by the demeanor. Very physically excited, and he's so small he really didn't use a lot. Yes.
Question: did he rub it like on a shirt, or did he rub it on like his arm?
No, yeah. It's like you know how like you have to like. You ever have like an itch and you're wearing like full snowsuit and then like
wet snow
hoodie? Yeah, so you're like getting wet snow inside there, but then
what snow? I'm from Texas.
Oh,
I mean, I figured out what snow was back in February, but like.
Oh, well then. Yeah, snow's great. It's cold and very wet, and it gets in all the little crevices of your clothes when you have a
Oh.
hole of some sort there. And that's what he does. He's able to kind of like slide underneath his parka and just kind of like rubs it on there.
Pat, and then rummage again, just because it did a good job. And I will say randomize amethyst, rock, there, and then Pat.
I love it.
Is not as good with kids, but does a good job.
But it works. It like I feel like it's conveyed enough. And then, okay, yeah, so Andreas is being very helpful in chat, y'all, teaching us how to play the game. So players just roll and measures against their threshold. No modifiers, which is a blessing. I love that we don't have to math, which is great. Thank you. Thank you. So you're very successful in that regard. I'm going to scribble off my numbers because I made them apparently earth-shattering. So just going to lower my numbers here real quick because I found the page for the CL, which that's going to be 2, 4, and 2. Okay. Yes. So is there anything else that you need from this town or want to do or explore, or any other questions that you want to ask the child?
I think well, that kind of has all the information. She just kind of wanted to get a better scope of what's going on over there, see if anyone knew. So
All right, then I believe we need to roll for the travel. So which skill then, Elalla, would you like to use in order to kind of successfully pass through this region, this part of your trip?
problem is Lala's baby. She's very new to this.
I will say that I actually took the safer path.
Oh,
Which, yeah. So for each hex you or montage round, you travel in the travel phase, gain a reroll token that you can spend or give it to one of your allies. This token
That's
can be given
fantastic.
and consumed as a reaction, allowing the player to roll again and keep either result. These tokens expire when you enter the downtime phase.
Okay, super cool. And Andreas is reiterating the point though that it can be any skill. It doesn't have to be within like survival or social. Like in this case, you may want to use social because it's what you're kind of role playing. But whatever you feel is a good skill to use to kind of haven't got you through without consequence through this travel hex. What skills are they particularly good at?
For Elalla,
Mm-hmm.
mostly social.
Okay.
Just being Versifer, a lot of their stuff is social based. Sans intimidation because she's not very intimidating at all.
Yeah, Andreas brings up a really good point too that like the travel is essentially a montage. So we're just building instead of role playing through every night or going through like a huge hex crawl. It's on this leg of the journey, we have encountered a small town with an adorable little boy who was able to give you a little bit more information about your destination. How do you kind of like get through that? So like something like like empathy may be good depending on what like your numbers are. Lead, you kind of led, the group over, here. But the choice is yours.
Yeah, I kind of imagine that seeing the town, she was like, we gotta go to the town. She's gotta go to every town. So I guess lead in that case.
Okay.
Yeah. Trying to think like negotiate, but I don't know what to negotiate for. I don't know what we need. We're pretty early on, so I think we're well equipped right now.
Yeah, you definitely like as far as like supplies and stuff go, you are on track with using you have rations, you haven't had to use weapons and stuff like that.
Okay. Oh, I have one more question for the child. Is it too late for that?
No, not at all.
So I think she's actually going to like crush on one more time and say, how exactly did you get there?
I followed the sewers. There's just if you. I know I'm not supposed to go in that, but like there's sewers here. It's what leads all the pipes up to the mountains and brings the water down. So I just kind of, I know my way back home. I there's a sewer hole right over there, and he kind of like points, and you can see like this stone structure that's like grated, and there maybe are some folk who wouldn't be able to slide between the bars, but he's so small, he is very much able to just slip on through without being noticed or needing a key to unlock the grate itself.
Okay. You're gonna make a great drifter one time.
He's just like so impressed.
So she kind of stands up and says, okay, so he got there through the sewers.
And I think Nemo's going to look down at the grate and then look back at them. And then look at the grate and look at them. Okay.
Well, I was just trying to see if there was an easier path to get to where we were going.
Again, looking at the grate. Looks back at both of them.
They're like, if I look at the grate, is it like locked or anything? Or also, let me, because I know that me and Elalla, or Ella, or sorry, I keep the wrong name. We can fit, but Mo is a little bit bigger than us. So I'm looking, since Mo's looking at the grate and then looking at us, I'm gonna look at Mo, look at the grate, and then guesstimate. How big is the grate versus Mo?
Mo probably.
I love it how y'all keep calling my character Mo when Mo is my name.
No, wait, no, Nemo. I thought you said Nemo.
It's Nemo, but like there's also Mo in it. I thought you were doing it intentionally, and it was adorable.
I thought so too. Oh no.
No, I was doing it like it's okay.
I thought that's the nickname we gave you. Other than Nemo, we call you Mo.
I mean, that's really meta. But if you
It's
wanted
very
to,
Okay, sorry. Look at Nemo, and then look at the grade, and then judge based off of because they're like the second tallest person in our community. So, I mean, I'm gonna use. Can I use manipulate to see if this puzzle piece can fit in that puzzle piece, or how big is this group? I just kind of like obvious answers go in the grate, but also
whether or not you need to make the roll for this, I'm here for it. I want this to be a roll, so let's make it a roll.
What is
you just like fit it? It's like Finn pushing Nemo over. I'm like, hold on, just stand here, please, and let me just measure real quick.
Right? You're technically attempting to get access, right? So that
yes,
that works.
Yes, it's
it totally
attempting to get
works.
access to see if we. I mean, I'm just gonna use the old my scarf. Finn's gonna be like, oh, let me take off the scarf, kind of measure how many scarf lengths and like this, and then how just kind of like look to see how big this is if we could fit it. Probably there's like a secret entrance or something I'll mess around with. But okay, what is my threshold I'm going for? Just to roll.
I would say the threshold is just going to be a 10.
All right. 13.
Hey!
Hey! It's not a huge success, but still.
All right, awesome. Hey, but a success nonetheless. You beat it, and yeah, you're not only are you able to measure. I think you're able to mechanically assess without having to even get a key or like go around asking for an adult for a key. Like you don't know how that conversation's quite gonna go. But if you had wanted to, oh, just kidding. Apparently, we don't set DCs. You don't set DC rolls. You set the highest damage outcome, the worst potential outcome. Oh, okay. So you're so then I know we're all confused on it. We're learning. We're all going to.
We're
learn.
learning.
We're learning. So for your roll, what was your number? What is your skill?
Oh, for my skill is for manipulate is let me double check. It's 16 and 8. 8 is the doom zone. Anything below 8 is doom zone.
Right.
Anything above 16 is yay.
Is super great, and you get that 40.
Yeah, super great rainbows and
Right.
Sunshine.
Because
so
you
it's
get
a partial.
Yeah, so you get like a temperance is the hyper light drifter word for it is that temperance. Okay, great. So knowing that, let's go ahead and have you roll again. We're
Okay.
gonna ixnay that roll. It was a fun narration. We'll do a
It's
little
fun narration.
little rewind.
Please don't be
there.
cursed. Please don't be cursed. It went from an 18 to 11. How dare you? It's 11.
It's 11. Okay, but that still beats your 8, so it's
Yes.
so it's temperance, so it's a partial success. I would say you kind of Nemo might fit, and if you had wanted to, as
Whoa.
maybe
Sorry,
Whoa.
corruption.
The corruption's affecting
yeah,
the camera.
the corruption is seeping through.
Oh wow, the corruption's
wow.
real bad. Give me a
Oh
second.
no!
I'm still here. No, I can still hear you. Let me just.
It's all just part of drifting, y'all. Gotta catch that drift.
Gotta go so fast.
Gotta
The hyperlight. Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast in that hyperlight.
I'm still here. Just trust me. I'm being very prepared.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. You are. You're able to kind of assess that that Nemo could maybe fit through, but probably unlikely, and only because I think I with the partial consequence, I feel like as you are kind of like, doing the measurements, you're not paying attention. And as you are like maybe getting like a width measurement, your hand flies out and you like poke the little frog child in the eye with your hand, and you hear him just like yelp and go, ah, my eye. Ah. And he just kind of like whimpers a little bit with like the eye is kind of like wrinkled, and there's like a little, he's got a huge head, a big like a big teardrop kind of like filling up the eye.
God, this.
And he like takes it and just kind of like dabs in his eye. And then he looks to Elalla, because they've been the one that has been like communicating best. He kind of gets the sense that maybe neither, like the other two just aren't speaking the same language or quite understanding. And he goes, is drifting always this painful?
I think she kind of like slowly nods and goes, sometimes. But you get stronger.
Could I be strong like that one? And like points to Nemo, who's like, tall, much bigger, looks strong.
She kind of looks up and goes, there's many different types of strength. I'm sure you'll find yours.
She's pretty strong. It points over to to Finn. He's wiping his eye.
Exactly.
I think Neema's gonna lean over to Elalla and be like, "Did you ever catch the kid's name?"
Oh, no. What's your name?
Oh, my name is Ephraim.
It's nice to meet you, Ephraim.
It's nice to meet you all too. Do you want to get into the grate? Are you're gonna go to the big boom boom?
Well, yes, but we have a little bit of a problem. See, our friend here, the really strong one, is not really going to fit into that grate very well. So we're trying to figure out how to get in.
Oh, well, I just go through it. But and then he kind of like sizes Nemo up again. Oh, there's a key. You could totally get the key.
Who has the key?
My dad.
Aha.
If if you wait, I could maybe get it for you.
Yeah, you would do that for us?
Yeah. Just wait right here. And like he just goes and like hops off, and enters one of the small buildings. And maybe a couple minutes later, emerges, and his tongue is no longer wrapped around him, but he does unfurl it, and in at the very tip of the tongue is this key. I've maybe maybe have done this a time or two. Sometimes my friends are a bit too big to just slip through, so I just know where he keeps it.
Thank you. She just kind of like takes it and just sort of holds it out to Finn. Like, here you go. This is for you.
All right. Well, yeah, could we just use the key and open the grate and then kind of, yeah, just open the grate and then we could go
Probably
in.
toss the key back.
Yeah. Give the key back with another rock. This time it will be a lava rock because it floats in the water. I don't know. Can you tell him this one's a special rock? This one's a special one. Because I'm sure he goes in the water, or they go in the water a lot. This one floats. Tell him that it floats. It's weird. It's float, and you could kind of tell it's light because they jump it up and down, kind of thing. Can you tell him that, or them that this floats?
Yeah. Okay. So this rock floats. very light, so it'll float
In water.
in the water, not in the air.
That is an important distinction.
In water.
You just see him. He just like starts tossing it up in the air. Oh, it's floating. Papa, look at this. Love it. I love it so much. It's adorable. Yeah. So you've unlocked this grate. You are all able to pass through safely and move on to the next hex. The next part of our montage, the next part of our journey. Oh, yeah, well done. Well done.
Yes.
But now you're in a sewer, and I guess I should maybe, let's see. I don't know if that comes through loud enough. Maybe? We'll see. There's supposed to be an audio effect, but I'm not hearing it, so it may not. But you hear the sound of, well, what you would expect in a sewer. It's surprisingly warmer. It's still cold. You could see your breath as you breathe. But it is warmer. You are going underground. It is mostly maybe like a layer of ice on top of running water. But there is enough ledge around each side that it's almost like two little sidewalks that surround this little river that is running. And it's dark though in here. There is no power. There are no lights that are turned on. Do you have a source of light? The further you enter, the darker it gets.
Yeah, I got nothing.
The one thing that I didn't take is dark scene. Dang it. I mean, we could kind of like potentially, if we have enough of a survive. Well, no, wouldn't it be? Can I build a light source?
Yes, you can. That's something that you are able to do in this game. You can make stuff, which is pretty darn cool. I'm trying to see. Let's see. When the party wants to rest. Nope, that's the downtime. Yes, I know there is like a mechanic in this game where you can build stuff because you use up ingredients or components. So if you wanted to use something if you wanted to build like an analog torch, you could do that. Or if you wanted to use something mechanical or technological, you can create something that builds or that emits a light to it.
Okay, so I just have a lot. Like, so Finn's not a hoarder. Just happens to have a lot of things that are very useful.
Finn
but not
prepared.
a hoarder. Yes,
Not a
very
hoarder.
prepared.
Prepared.
All the pockets are full of something.
Something. So I have knickknacks on me that I don't necessarily know what they're used for. It's just things I collect. So I can use like one of my features as a delver is like to repurpose things. So when I use this repurpose, I can reduce the temperance threshold by 2. And with that, I think manipulate for build with this like whatever knickknack I happen to have in my pockets kind of dealio.
Okay.
Is that acceptable with you?
Yeah, I like this a lot, and it feels appropriate, especially because you are Finn the Prepared. You have an assortment of components. Why would you not be able to craft a light source?
All right. So then
Although
with
I'm
that
very
threshold
concerned for your rolls.
I know. Well, I mean, like now it's a 14. I have to be.
Yeah, that's
so
not bad.
Better than it'll be fine. It's fine. Don't worry
It's
about
totally
it.
fine.
It's
You got
fine.
this.
I'm prepared. I got it.
You're very prepared. how prepared is Finn the Prepared?
I thought I had put a battery in there, but it's not. It's another rock for 4.
Oh.
Might have crossed wires. We're in a sewer. What could not an explosion.
I don't
right?
think an explosion would happen per se, but I do like the concept that maybe as you're building this, because it's wet and you do cross some wires, I think you're gonna take a point of damage, like electrical damage, just like a sort of, as it short circuits.
There.
Ouch.
Ow.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. That just happened. I got it. Boom. Okay. It makes sense. Ow. Okay, so anybody else has any ideas that kind of hurt? Water plus electricity does not mix.
How far in are we at this point? Are we just now starting to get into it?
Well, you can be as far in, honestly, as you want, because it's gonna start getting real dark. You're gonna need that light source of some sort.
I think, let's see, do I have anything? I don't think I have anything currently. I have a survivor set, but it's really just armor and weapons, but,
well, do any of your armor or weapons light up? Do they have RGBs? Like, yo, this was stuff of the past. Like,
maybe I'll, like, as it gets dark. Survival. I don't know how much light you want to have for survival. I think I want lights, but also I'm like, how does it make sense to have a survivalist have armor that glows?
Elalla's wrist light shield. It's a light shield.
oh,
It's that it's like the same as the sword. I kind of just remembered that.
You're like, oh yeah, hold on.
Kind of has a light shield. It's a hard light shield, like the hard light sword.
It's just gonna kind of look at the shield and then look at my tip fingers and then just kind of not say anything.
So that kind of goes, wait, and then just like activates her shield, and then like there's this glow. She's like, we can use this. Sorry.
It's all right. That's very prepared of you. I should have thought about that. Glowing things. That's on the list of things. Always have more glowing things.
Let's go.
Sorry, there were humans screaming, and we're not sure why.
Humans screaming.
It's terrifying.
Is it small humans or big humans?
Oh no, in real life. Sorry.
Oh no. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah,
Is it small humans or big humans?
Large humans.
Ah.
Maybe it's a movie. It could be a movie.
Okay.
Keep an ear out. Let me know if we need to go intervene. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. Love living in apartment complexes.
Oh yeah, it's always great.
It's great.
It's always fun.
It's an adventure in the drift all the time. Yeah. So you now have this light source, and Mo, you had asked how deep you can go.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and make this roll. You have the light source now. Survival would be good here. Exploration would be good here.
I'm rolling it.
Yeah, let's have you go ahead and make that roll.
Oh, I was like, hold on, where am I looking? Okay, yeah, I can do either survivor or exploration. My lowest is an 8, my highest is 16.
Okay, cool.
I don't know what those numbers are, but they correlate to exactly.
We definitely want to get over an 8.
Okay.
Equal to or over an 8. Meet it or beat it.
17.
Ooh! Hey, and that is over your 16 too, right?
Yeah.
Hey, so ding, 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 you get yourself a fortune point.
Oh, cool. Where do I put that on the sheet?
You write it. Let's. You got one fortune.
Plus, I'll just put in notes. +1 fortune.
Plus one fortune. I'm also doing a note. Yeah. So why don't you go ahead and narrate your success of guiding everybody? Maybe that survival instinct kicks in, right? And go ahead and just narrate to us how you navigate these sewers that gets you ever closer to your destination, to where the child, where Ephraim had said to kind of go.
Yeah, so I think with the light sort of shining the way, um, and it being a sewer, so I'm gonna just guess that it's a little slick occasionally. It's kind of nasty in some parts. Probably doesn't smell pleasant. I think each time that they're going to they move like into like a certain portion of the area, like Nemo will, like put a hand out and be like, hold on 1 second, and just like test with their boots to make sure that like it's grippy and there's not like any like algae or anything that's allowing slippage. So you see them like just slide a couple times here and there, but catch themselves like, all right, this spot here, just be careful, walk slow. And then like they'll also like test to make sure that there's no random deep spots.
That's smart. That's
Yeah.
very smart.
So yeah, they'll like every time it ends or like there's a turn, they'll like stop and like make sure that they like put a foot down and be like, all right, there's a bottom. Because you actually see one time where like their knee sinks, like it goes to, like to their knee, and they're like they stand back up. They're like pull up your pants, roll them up. There's no way through this.
I love it. I love it.
Elalla very begrudgingly does so. Just not happy about this. Thought it would be much more of an adventure.
I think if they have to go deeper, Finn will try to like keep as much of herself as dry as possible. But I think Finn is the shortest one of the group, so where it is it's like chest height in water. What is
Oh no, I think if once it's like Nemo sees that like you're like about to start swimming in it, they're just gonna pick you up.
Oh,
like underneath an arm.
this is alive. Let me see if I have any smelling salts to put under noses. I'll hand it out to the group. Smelling salts because you never know. These are quite toxic things.
I think
That's
Nemo
so
just
sweet.
does one of these and just covers their snoot while carrying little Finn.
And yeah, with Nemo kind of guiding the way and having the smelling salts, like I think you are all able to successfully make your way through the sewers, and you kind of bypass that third hex as you kind of open up and twist and turn the hatch and crack it open. You get that nice, almost completely refreshing scent of just fresh air. Fresh air, except you start coughing. There's still smoke. Something is smoldering nearby. And as you kind of like, almost maybe very like sitcom style, your three heads kind of boop, 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 just kind of each poking out from the sewer hole, you are able to see the twisted wreckage that lies ahead. Quite literally ahead. there is this massive, contorted titan in front of you, dozens of feet tall. What looked like a face, perhaps, is completely blown off. You can see parts that are still short-circuiting. You can see smoke just billowing out from places. Just dark, black smoke, stuff that you don't want to be breathing in. The rest of this Titan body, though, has been covered under snow for who knows how long. Dirt for who knows how long. There are trees that have grown atop it, although mostly blown off, set on fire. If you were to kind of turn your heads and look around you, there is just, from that head central point, trees are just blown down. Some of them scarred from flame or heat. Others completely just ash from having evaporated from just how hot things had been. You wonder for a second how little Ephraim was even able to make it down into the sewer in time, and how the explosion didn't disrupt the system. But by some miracle, by some grace, despite how dark and vile this world, incredibly unforgiving can be, there's still moments of beauty. There are still little miracles that happen here. And little Ephraim was able to experience one of those little miracles. And I think for tonight, we will end our story here before we start going deeper and move on to our next phase, which would be the delving phase, the exploring phase. To a dungeon we will go. What you'll find, no one knows. And that's it. That's our
Love
first
it.
episode of Hyper Light Drifter, the tabletop role-playing game.
Well,
Ooh, thank you so much, y'all. Oh my gosh. Y'all did so dang well. With the exception of some dice rolls. the role-playing was on point.
look, we control what we can, and then we just roll with the punches.
I'm gonna roll different dice. No long, these silicon dice are cursed. Cursed silicon dice.
Oh no.
So can I get out? Now they give me a 17.
Oh no. They are working against you.
They really are. They really are. So we're gonna go ahead. Let's do a little round robin of let folks know who you are, where they can find you, and if you have anything to pitch right now, you have anything coming out, anything that you do, please, now is the time to let folks know how they can support you. And I think we'll start in reverse order. So Calamity, if you would like, we'll have you go first. Sorry.
Like sitting here pulling up my calendar, I'm like, do I have anything happening anytime soon? Am I doing anything? I do have something to plug. So hi, I'm Calamity. I do just want to say that I'm fairly new to the TTRPG world, and this episode has been lovely. Y'all are lovely, and I'm just very excited to continue this journey with y'all. But yes, so what I do, I stream a lot on here. I have been on a break this week, and then the rest of the month is going to be pretty erratic. So if you want to see what I'm going to be up to, follow me on Twitter. I'm Calamity Darling on all the things. I am also a game developer, and currently I'm part of a project called the Cartomancy Anthology, which is 22 games based on all of the major arcana of the tarot. So if you would like to check out the Kickstarter for that. We go live in a few weeks so that you can support, spread the word about it. It's going to be super cool. There's a bunch of amazing devs that's part of it. I'm producing for one of the teams. We have the strength card, so I'm just super excited. It's going to be fun.
That's amazing. I'll have you after the show send me the link for the sign up, That way I can get it loaded in chat, and we can make sure that we get some support out your way, so it's easier for folks to find it. That's wonderful. That's awesome. And Banzai, how about you? Who are you? Where can we find you? What you got going on?
Hi. Yes. I am Banzai Baby here on Twitch right now. So I'm gonna be finishing up my potty squatties. By the way, if you guys have not revolutionized your toilet experience, get yourself a bidet and potty squatty because you need proper. These are the things in life. This is, I don't know why this is my thing, but I'm doing it because I have to finish making these for my house anyways. But yeah, you can find me on Banzai Baby or on Fridays, other than of course here. I also am on GenCon .tv. So all of your like tabletop role playing tape and board game news, you can get it there. I guess nothing really super going on except for my sister's coming over to visit me. Finally, we all have our vaccines. Yay! So that's all my news. That's all my news. I get to see my sister. Yay!
So wonderful, so wonderful. And Mo, not to be confused with Nemo, but just Mo.
Or Moo.
Or Moo. No, it's definitely Mo.
Yeah. You just gotta see how it's written. Hey, I'm Mo. You can find me all over the internet at Sarina Bezos. I do a lot of tabletop stuff, actual play content, with streaming, podcasting. I write. I'm currently co-writing Kids and Capes. So the next things you'll see me in is tomorrow. I'm in 2 games. It's a busy weekend. 1 p.m. Central, you'll see me in Oops All Latinas charity streaming, where we're playing Kids on Brooms with a whole Latinay cast. And then at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, yeah, I'll be playing Haunted West with Gehana Gaming, doing raising money for Latinay Heritage Month for Hopes for Haiti. So yeah, find more information on my Twitter. You'll just follow me on Twitter. I do way too much.
You do. You're everywhere. Like literally everywhere. It's wonderful.
I can't say no. That's the worst thing.
Yep, I get that. I get that. Well, my name is Gnome. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Nomadic. I do TTRPG things in TTRPG places. I get to play with these wonderful, wonderful role players here tonight, y'all. I'm super stoked to see what they do, because now we can maybe see some combat. We're going to go into the exploration phase and like see what we find and what's here, and then maybe uncover some mysteries and then solve them. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. As far as what I do, you could catch me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning. You're definitely, maybe, I don't know, should be your favorite morning talk show where you wake the fuck up with myself and Eris Savad. Have yourself a cup of coffee and let's chat usually about TTRPGs or whatever else the fuck we want to talk about. And then on Thursdays, you can catch me over at the Feyforge Academy where we play a Feywild adventure where we're dragon riders. We have dragons. Those are our baby. We have baby dragons, and it's really fun. They're kind of awesome. And then Fridays, I'm here, but only for a couple episodes. Don't forget that this is a 6-part series, thanks to Metalweave Games, which I'm just gonna boost in chat real quick. There we go. If you are interested in learning more about Hyperlight Drifter, which is the game that we are playing, or the tabletop role-playing game that we are playing, it is based off of the video game, which is also actually really cool. You should definitely go check that out. But go see what Metalweave Games has to offer. They also have like the Baby Bestiary and do a whole bunch of other cool stuff. So you definitely need to go check them out. Follow the link in the website below. They are the ones who sponsored us here today. And I just want to give a little shout out once again to Andreas. Thank you so much for helping us in chat, coaching us on some of the rules here. We're still learning. We're going to learn this game together, but it is super fun. And then another shout out for Draconix. Thank you so much, buddy, for putting this all together and for uniting us. We are going to be finishing off 2 more episodes here on Friday with the Hyperlight Drifter game, and then we're going to be jumping over to the Friends Who Roll Dice channel, so you'll be able to catch the rest of this short mini series over there. In the meantime, though, have yourselves a lovely weekend, and we're going to go send some love over to, I believe Mermaid Royale is streaming right now, so we're
Death
going
to
go...
Divinity.
Death to Divinity, that's right. We're going to go send some love over that way, so make sure you go hang out if you want some more role-playing goodness, and we will see you next week, folks. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.